Hey, thanks for joining, and I hope you're doing well. I've been shooting the vast majority of my street photography on film for almost 10 years now, so I thought I'd make this quick video with some useful tips that I could pass on. I want this to be specific to shooting on film, so I'll try not to cross over too much into general advice for street photography, because I think that's an area that deserves its own time and attention. All right, first of all, the better you know your gear, the easier it will be. Film presents unpredictability and a disconnect from your final results. So it's important to become comfortable with your gear, and this will reduce any friction or barrier that the camera is placing between you and the actual street photography process. This extends to your choice of lens or lenses and film stock that you tend to shoot. The more you know how to operate everything and what to expect, the more energy you can devote to observing the street and creating compositions. My second tip is to use that disconnect that I just mentioned to your advantage. The less entangled you are with the instant feedback of digital cameras, the more you can be connected with the street and the photography process. And even though you can't chimp and check the results on a film camera, it's important to still be aware of getting too caught up in settings and numbers. Enjoy the advantage of being able to stay present. This is my favorite thing about shooting film for street photography. It lets me stay in the moment more and enjoy the process of observation. The gear becomes less relevant, especially after you follow tip number 1 and know your tools well. Number 3, metering matters. Because of the lack of instant feedback, it becomes even more important to develop a knowledge of metering. Learn how your camera's meter operates and how it could be tricked or biased. Review your results and examine why some shots might have over or underexposed too much. Maybe take down notes if you have the time or feel like it, especially when you're first getting started. And better yet, learn to meter by eye and have a groundwork to help supplement any meter that you might be using. I have 2 videos you can watch on this topic. One is an intro and summary of tips for Sunny 16 metering, and the next is an in-depth tutorial as a follow-up to that. Make sure your camera's meter is reliable, and if not, consider using an external accessory meter or handheld meter. If you learn Sunny 16, give yourself time and be patient in advancing your skill. Tip 4 is to practice with digital. If you're dedicated to shooting exclusively or mostly on film, digital can still make a great tool to help you grasp the basic concepts and advance your skills with film even faster. Especially if you put your digital camera into manual settings or a mode that replicates the way you would shoot on your film camera or cameras. The instant feedback from digital will help you expose holes in your overall street process and patch them up. For example, I've had workshop students use digital to realize that they have a tendency to underexpose too much in certain situations, or to leave too much headroom in their shots, or repeatedly use settings that aren't ideal. So if you already have a digital camera, be open to using it as a practice tool only to improve your ability with film. It can help shortcut the road to improvement. There's nothing wrong with shooting street on both, but in this video I'm just trying to give you tips for improving your film journey. So last but not least, enjoy yourself. Forget about perfection or being too narrow with your expectation of results from shooting street. All the best street photographers I've met out there and admire have one thing in common, and that's that they're enjoying it. Film lends itself to imperfection and unpredictability. So embrace that and be willing to go out with a completely rubbish roll of results. If you are having a good time out shooting, this shouldn't bother you too much, and you'll be more likely to go out there again and put in the time. Because in reality, that consistency and repeatability and dedication is what drives the majority of progression. So those are my 5 tips. I could give more, but I wanted to keep this one simple and not bog the video down too much. And film is getting really expensive, and I understand that it presents certain restrictions. But for me, that makes it much more enjoyable. Without the frustrations, the reward of landing a good shot wouldn't be as powerful. I'm not saying that you can't achieve this workflow and mindset by shooting digital. You definitely can. But for me, film makes it easier to get into the zone, and for now at least, I can still justify that cost of admission. I hope this was helpful, and let me know if you shoot street exclusively on film as well, or mostly on film. If so, what are the biggest challenges and tips that you've learned along the way? If you're interested in any of my upcoming street photography workshops on film, follow the Instagram page that I've linked in the description or sign up to the newsletter and you can find out more about that. For now, the weather is nice outside and I'm about to load up another roll and go out for a session on the street. I'll see you in the next one.